Hello, hello, and welcome back to the podcast. Thank you very much for being here. Well, I sound a little different today because I'm sick. I've been fighting it, and I'm winning. I am winning compared to how sick my husband was, but sound a little manly today. That's why I did not start using tobacco. All right, let's talk about capital investments. This is something that actually comes up in meetings a lot when I am meeting with a new business owner or anybody that has, started a farm or a ranch or something where you have put your money in to start the business. I don't care what kind of business it is. So, or you've put your money in to buy a home if we're talking about real estate. It's all the same. Do you guys get that? Let's just digress for 1 second. Every single thing is a business. People that do real estate think that they are different than people that farm and ranch. And people that farm and ranch think that they're different than somebody that has a boutique. Y'all are the same. It's all a business. At the end of the day, we all need to make a profit, right? And so we need to make sure that we're treating it like a business. Okay. So if you have put a capital investment in to your business, no matter what it is, if you've put a capital investment in, how did you get the money for the capital investment? We need to treat that money as if we've borrowed it. So if you have saved up and you've done a great job saving, and now we're going to start this business, and maybe we used our 401k or IRA money, maybe we quit our job and now we are starting our own business. And we had a 401k over there, and we depleted that 401k to start our business. We put this capital investment into our business. Are you planning to pay that back? Are you treating that capital investment as if it is a loan? Most people do not do that. Most people put that capital investment in and they're like, okay, well, let's go. The business is making money. We're 10, 15 years down the road. The business is making money and it's all fantastic. I can charge XYZ for my product I'm selling. I can charge XYZ for the time that I've put in, right? But are you charging the hourly rate enough? Or are you charging enough in your spread for your product? Are you charging enough to pay yourself back for that loan? Because that is a loan. I was talking to some people yesterday that they are farmers and ranchers. They have other businesses beside that. But the business they have outside of farming and ranching is supplying money to the business, to the farm and ranch business. So one business is supporting another, but they don't have a loan back to the business that's making the money. So if we've borrowed money, let's just get more clear. If we've borrowed money from our 401k, and I mean we've drained our 401k because we quit our job, and we are using that to buy rental property, are we treating that 401k money like a loan? So now we have rental property on the side, and are we charging enough rent to pay back the capital investment from our 401k? If we have taken $100,000 from our old 401k, how long do we want to pay that $100,000 back from the rental property? Do we want it paid back in 5 years? Do we want it paid back in 10 years? Do we want it paid back in 15 years? I frankly don't care. I honestly do not care how long you pay it back. All I care about is that you pay it back, because most people aren't doing that. If we've taken $100,000 from our 401k and we have decided we're going to start a pressure washing business, okay? We bought the pressure washer. We've done the advertising. Are we treating that like a loan? Do we need to charge enough per household that we're pressure washing, per business, whatever, have we figured in our hourly rate so that we can make enough money so we're charging enough that we're making a profit? Most people will not figure their time or their capital investment as a repayment. And so if we're going to start a business, apparently we're working for free per hour. No, we're not. No, we're not. You're figuring your time. What were you making per hour before? How much do you want to make per hour? Let's just go there. If you were making $20 an hour and now you're like, geez, I should be making $60 an hour, then charge $60 an hour for your time. If you have, let's just look at a short-term rental, for example, because the clients I talk to have a short-term rental. They are charging $85 a night. Great deal. Like 2-bedroom, 1-bath, amazing little cabin. They're charging $85 a night and no cleaning fee. I said, how long does it take you to clean? Oh, I can get it done in an hour. If I really need to, I'll bring the sheets home and wash them. Otherwise, it takes me a couple of hours. It takes you a couple of hours. So you're making $40 an hour because I want to separate this. It takes me an hour, but then I bring the sheets home. In her mind, she was done. She was done cleaning at 1 hour because she brought the sheets home. No, you're not. While you're at home, you're still cleaning sheets. You're still washing. You're still folding. That does not count. It's going to take you 2 hours to clean. So let's just talk about that. It's $40 an hour for cleaning. Okay, you've had to pay electricity. You had to pay property taxes. You had to pay for anything that was broken in the house. You've had to pay for all the cleaning supplies. You have towels that need to be replaced. You have, laundry soap, all the things. She's not making $40 an hour cleaning. She's probably cleaning for minimum wage or less. And she's charging $80 an hour because that property is paid for. But they put cash into that property. So there's a capital investment there that needs to get paid back. We haven't even considered that, right? So if we're going to have rental property, if we're going to have a business, I frankly don't care what it is. If we're going to farm and ranch, whatever, what money from the outside came in as a capital investment that needs to get repaid? How are you planning to repay it? Reflect that in your costs. Reflect that in the fact that if we have something to sell, if we have a cow to sell, or if we have a calf to sell, we need to make enough per calf to cover all of these capital investments and then some. It is a line in your books that says, repay me for whatever it was that you put in. And then while we're talking about it, I want to make X per hour, right? So figure that out as well. I don't share this a lot because it's not usually relevant. And I think I have shared it before, but I used to have a little chocolate candy business. I would dip apples in caramel and then I'd put 2 layers of chocolate on them. And I'd do that with homemade Rice Krispie bars and the whole 9 yards. I finally got to the point where I was like, what does it really cost me to make an apple? I was charging like $9 an apple. Well, I sat down, I timed myself. I put caramel on, I weighed it. I put chocolate on, I weighed it because I wanted to see exactly to the penny what it was costing me. And with my time, I put my hourly rate that I was making at my job at that point. My apples went from $9 to $13. People were mad. They were like, I'm not paying $13 for a caramel apple. I said, good, then don't buy them. Guess what? They still bought them. I still had a problem of too much business because of the fact that people were like, well, I can't make this. I'm going to have to go out and buy all this chocolate and I don't know what kind of chocolate she uses and I don't know what kind of caramel she uses and I can't duplicate the product because the stuff I was using, you could only buy in bulk. So somebody that is going to make one apple is not going to go buy all this stuff in bulk, right? They're better off to just buy my one apple. I did the same thing with Rice Krispie bars and pretzels and all this stuff. And people paid a lot of money for those things. And I did not frankly care because I was to the point where I was so busy. I just didn't want to make anything anymore. And I didn't want to make it for free. Why would I start a business and make less per hour than when I was punching a clock? I may as well just go punch the clock and then I'm done when I leave. So if you're going to start a business, if you're going to buy real estate, if you're going to have a farm or ranch, whatever it is, make sure you're counting those things. We as business owners, especially small business owners, you are not figuring in your time. And you're working for free. Do you understand that? You need to make sure that you are figuring in your time. What are you actually making? And charge accordingly. Because if you can't pay yourself back for your capital investment, you have false numbers of what you are charging and how much money you're actually making. If you put $100,000 into a rental property and you never pay that back so that you have it there to use again, right? So if you never pay that back, you think you're making more money on that rental property than you are. Your rate of return on that rental property is not accurate because you didn't figure in your capital investment. Same thing with the business. I don't care what the business is. So that's what I got for you today. That's it. I don't have anything else. If you have questions, comments, concerns, whatever, email me. I'm happy to listen to them. MaryJo@withoutthebank.com. Otherwise, you can go to the MJ hotline. You can leave me a message there. I would be happy to listen to it. If you have a podcast topic that you want to hear, let me know. Otherwise, you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. And don't get the book for the love of Pete. Go to withoutthebank.com and grab your Life Without the Bank book and Becoming Your Own Banker book and read them both and then call me and we'll set up a time to meet. Talk to you later. Have a good one.